All right, so you've got this amazing idea for a nonprofit, and you are ready to change the world. But did you know there's one single question from the IRS that can literally make or break your entire organization? Today, we're diving deep into that critical difference between your mission and your activities. Getting this right is, believe me, the absolute key to your success.
It all starts with that fire in your belly, doesn't it? That feeling that you just have to do something. To fix a problem, to lend a hand, to build something better for everyone. That's the spark that every great nonprofit is built on.
But you know, turning that passion into a real tax-exempt organization means you have to get past a pretty important gatekeeper. And they have a question for you, one that's going to pretty much define the entire future of what you're trying to build. So let's talk about that moment. That moment your big, world-changing idea comes face-to-face with the IRS. And look, this isn't about scaring you or crushing your dream. It's actually the opposite. It's about building your dream on a foundation so solid that absolutely nothing can shake it.
So what is it? What's the one thing the IRS has to know before they'll even look at your 501c3 application? Well, they need to be completely, 100% certain that
You are operating exclusively for charitable purposes. That one word, exclusively, it's a total deal breaker. You can think of it like this. Your nonprofit can't just be a side project for a regular business. Nope, it has to be all in, 100% focused on its charitable work. And the IRS has a very, very specific way of measuring this. And that, right there, brings us to the heart of it all, the huge difference between your mission and your activities. If you can really get this, truly understand it, you've basically unlocked the secret to proving you're doing what you say you're doing. Okay, here's the simplest way I can possibly break it down for you. Your mission, that's your why. It's the big, inspiring reason your organization even exists in the first place. And your activities, that's your what and your how. It's the real, tangible stuff you're doing every single day to bring that why to life. Let's get really specific. Your mission is your North Star. It guides everything. A fantastic example is something like advancing education for underserved youth. See how it's broad? It tells us what you're doing, education, and for who, underserved youth. But it doesn't box you into exactly how you have to do it. That's key.
Now, let's talk activities. This is where the rubber meets the road. To make that mission of advancing education happen, a really specific activity would be providing after-school tutoring 3 times a week. See that? It's concrete, you can measure it, and it directly, clearly serves that bigger mission.
Here's another really great example of a strong mission statement. We relieve poverty by promoting economic self-sufficiency. It's broad enough that you could do all sorts of things under that umbrella. Job training, financial literacy classes, maybe even a food pantry. But it's also focused enough to give you a really clear direction. That's a powerful why. And here's something you really got to remember. Your mission, that's your anchor. It's the solid rock that should never, ever move. But your activities? Think of them like a river. They should be able to flow and change and adapt to what your community actually needs, all while staying firmly tied to that anchor. Okay, so we've got the definitions down, but why is this alignment so incredibly important? I'm telling you, this isn't just about filling out paperwork for the IRS. This is about the fundamental survival and success of your nonprofit. Let's just get right to it. The number one reason this matters is getting and keeping your 501c3 tax-exempt status. Without that, you're not really a nonprofit, right? It's the absolute bedrock of everything you're trying to accomplish. So when an IRS agent picks up your application, they're essentially playing a game of connect the dots between your mission and your activities. If they see a clear, straight line, you're golden. But if that connection is messy or confusing or just doesn't make sense, that is a huge red flag, and it could get your application tossed right out.
And you know what? It's not just the IRS who's paying attention. Think about it. Would you donate your hard-earned money to a nonprofit if you couldn't figure out how what they do actually achieves their big goal? No way. And neither will big funders, or your state attorney general, or the general public. This alignment thing, it's all about building trust.
So what happens when that alignment starts to break down? When your what and your why begin to drift apart? Well, that's when things can get real messy real fast.
It really is a slippery slope. It starts with a fuzzy mission, something super vague like helping people. That just leads to confusion and what we call mission creep, where you start adding all these programs that sound nice but don't really fit. And before you know it, you're doing stuff that is so disconnected from your original purpose that the IRS has to step in, tax your income, and maybe even put your entire nonprofit status at risk.
Let's make this super clear with an example. Let's say your mission is all about education. A tutoring program? That's a perfect match. But what if you decide to open a restaurant? Now, you could argue it teaches job skills, but the IRS is going to look at that and say, that looks a whole lot like a for-profit business competing with other restaurants. And that's exactly when you can get slapped with something called unrelated business income tax.
Okay, enough of the scary stuff. The best part about all this is that you are in the driver's seat. You have complete control. So let's walk through how to build that solid foundation of alignment that's going to set you up for long-term success.
I want you to think of this as your own personal alignment audit. Go through these questions with your team, and I mean be brutally honest with yourselves. The biggest one for me, can a total stranger look at what we do and immediately understand why we do it? If the answer isn't a loud, confident yes, then you've got some work to do.
Look, at the end of the day, having strong alignment isn't just about checking a box for the government. It's the key that unlocks absolutely everything else. Your tax-exempt status, the trust of your donors and funders, and most importantly, your power to make a real, lasting difference in the world. So, I'm going to leave you with this challenge. Take a good, hard, honest look at everything your organization does. Is your what, your day-to-day activities, a true expression of your why, your core mission? Because if it isn't, you're not just risking your tax status, you're risking your impact. And that's a price that no nonprofit can afford to pay.